new statistics have found that a third of people who cheat say that their most recent affair never became physical. And 78% of people having these so-called invisible affairs say that they turn to virtual relationships because of a lack of emotional connection at home. So, Judy, could you forgive an invisible affair?
I mean, I do, you know, when I think about an emotional affair, I think that gripes me a little bit more because I see that emotional connection as intimacy as well. So I think at this stage of life, I would prefer if you was to be able to come to me and say, listen, I've been messing up and I don't know, I feel disconnected, I've been flirting with someone else, and we can have a conversation, because the root of any affair, I would assume that there's something that needs, a level of conversation that needs to be had. Then maybe I could, you know, have a reasonable level of forgiveness at some stage. But it would show me that you're giving me the choice. What I don't like with affairs and disrespect and when someone lies is that you don't give me the choice to make the decision. So if we had a conversation, I mean, come on, if we're naked together, boo-boo, you need to be able to come to me about a conversation about you possibly connecting with somebody else because you're trying to have, you know, your cake and eat it.
But, I mean, I have to say, what confuses me about this is at what point is the line crossed? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, when you say someone's having an affair, then surely there is the word, Paul?
Sex.
Involved.
What?
Yeah. Because if there's not
sex
involved, then, I mean, is it really an affair?
Yes.
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 Is it?
Yes.
OK, then.
You know where I think... this is where I think the line is crossed. The line is crossed when you conceal it.
Yes, the deception.
The deception.
Yes.
The betrayal.
Yes. Oh, my God.
When you say, you know what? Yes, give me clap on that. Yes. When whatever you have, you don't want to tell your partner, that means it's an affair.
Yeah. You should be able to have that same conversation and same text message in front of your partner, with your partner.
See, I don't know if I agree with that. Surely, as an individual, you're entitled to have relationships with different people, that as long as they don't involve...
sex.
Thank you.
Sure. But what happens, it starts off as an emotional affair, right? But then we all know that line that you do not cross. We know that in our head. But what you do is you plant the seed. And the seed of doubt in your partner, it will grow like a tree inside of us. And then it will burst out through
lines
her
get
head.
blurred because it could even be a thing like, what about you've got this so-called innocent friendship that's being, you know, hidden from your partner, and you've had an argument with your partner, and then you're now discussing with that other person, oh, I don't think this is going to last, you know, what they did to me. It so opens up the opportunity of this escalating.
And it always does, right? Most physical infidelities began with what?
A seed.
A seed of doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the seed of doubt.
The seed of yes.
Sorry, no, that one got me, boy.
And I know what you're saying, that we can't police other people, what's in people's heads, other people's heads, but, you know, an emotional affair also means that you are having a sexual affair in your head.
Hey! So we're just dropping pure gems up in here today.
Paul, is this...
Yeah, but then if you...
Yeah, I mean, it's fact. This is fact because you know, well, I'll say this is because I've worked with many people who they've gone through infidelity, and there, unfortunately, there's a difference between most men and women, right? A lot of men in heterosexual relationships will say, "Did you sleep with him?" That's the question. But you know what a lot of women will say? Do you love him? Right? Do you love that part? Right? And I think it goes to show how important an emotional connection is. So if you form that with someone else, it's not good. It's cheating.
Yeah. What do you see? What is your levels? What do you see as like conversation, communication?
Well, I'm worried about, you know, it being a bit controlling because, I mean, if you say of your partner, I don't want you having this relationship, I don't want you having that relationship, I don't want you getting that close to those
you wouldn't even know.
then I worry about that being controlling. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, I get what you're saying, Martin. I mean, if you have got a friendship with somebody but you're thinking about
sex,
then clearly that is crossing a line.
Yeah.
But if Shirley had a straight guy friend, would it bother you?
It wouldn't bother me at all. No, Shirley has lots of friends, and I really enjoy that she goes out and talks to people.
You don't know what's in her head.
Friends. You never know that. But if I did, like Judy said, and you went to tell somebody, look, I've been having this emotional affair in my head, that would kill me. It would hurt me.
And as well,
To
the difference
it would
is
hurt
you-
me to the point where I know straight away nothing would happen, but it would dig at me for a long time, and that would be the end.
And the difference
Well,
is
that would
you
be the
know
end.
your wife's friends. We're talking about when it's been, like the word you said, concealed, when you don't know, and the text goes off, you're turning over the phone, you're not answering when you're there.
Because ultimately, trust is broken, and you need
Yeah.
trust to be in love.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, there you go. That's put my gas at peak. I mean, I just thought it was about...
Sex?
Yeah. Well, talking of that, it's the age-old advice of experts the world over: schedule rumpy-pumpy. I've come up with another one. Because it is good for your relationship. Today, a former relationship columnist says that is one of the worst pieces of advice ever, saying, why relegate one of the wildest, most joyful forms of misbehaviour, has she ever been to Scotland, to an item on a to-do list. Now, this is interesting, Paul and Martin, because you have got different ideas on scheduling, I'm going to be grown up now, sex. One of you thinks it's a good idea and one of you is not keen. So hands up the one who thinks it's a good idea.
Oh.
Yeah, I should be proud.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
My name is Paul and you're
Schedule it, yes.
Yay.
I don't think you can schedule sex. If I had to look in my diary and it says 7:30 on a Thursday night, I'm going to do it. I don't think it works. I even feel like under pressure if it's a Sunday morning. You know? So everyone in here does it on a Sunday morning, I know. But I do. I feel like that pressure. Oh, it's Sunday morning. I'm going to have to do it in a minute.
Right. All right, here's the nerd in me. Here's the reason why, right? So one is couples only spend, on average, about an hour per week together.
What?
That is it. Of wake time. An hour per week. And what are we doing mostly? Logistics. Who's going to pick up the kids? Who's going to do that, right? What I'm saying is that you can schedule a time where you're just going to be together. You don't have to say...
So you're talking even like a date night?
It could be a date night, including, we'll say we're going to have some wine, we're going to watch something and film, and then who knows what will happen.
Viagra.
Maybe.
That's a bit of a giveaway, though, when you find it on the table.
Next to the wine glass.
Yeah, and then they go, nipples?
Oh my God. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this is good because another reason why this is good is there's something called responsive desire. And as we get older, this is what we want, is we want responsive because when we're young, you know, we're very spontaneous.
Yeah.
But as we get older, sometimes we need to be worked up a little bit.
So responsive
Yeah,
desire...
warmed up a little bit.
But what's the responsive desire in a bit more?
Responsive desire means that you've been warmed up.
Right, OK.
Yeah.
You've been warmed up, right? And everyone wants to be warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you want to be loved. That's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about being loved.
Yeah.
Just warm.
Yeah, Judy doesn't need warmed up generally.
Warm in my heart.
How are you on the scheduling?
Do you know what? I think, look, I know people, what probably you're battling between is the spontaneity, if I've said it right.
Yeah.
And I think you can be quite still spontaneous, you know, in that moment. Like, I think for me, as a partner, I would probably schedule it in a way that they don't know it's scheduled. Do you get what I'm saying? So you might plant a seed, like, oh, babes, I was rushing this morning, you looked really hot, missing you already. And throughout the day, you're setting the seed, and then be like, I can't wait until I get home. You're kind of planting it, so I already know what's going to happen.
That's called entrapment.
Yeah, but you've made it a bit more, you know...
That's responsive, though.
Yeah, oh, is
You're
it?
warming the situation up.
No, I'm not saying necessarily when I looked at them in the morning they looked sexy, but I thought, you know what, let's try and... So I just feel like there's different ways. I think, I do agree. I don't know about actually putting it in the calendar, but I agree with...
I think that would make Mark feel nervous, I have to say.
First, it makes me feel nervous if I feel like I'm responsible and I have to do this on a certain time.
But we
I don't like
prioritise
that.
other things, don't we?
We do, like the game is at 2 o'clock.
Right.
You know to show up to the game at 2 o'clock.
Exactly.
Yeah. As long as Shirley doesn't say 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Hang on, football's on.
How would you approach that conversation with your partner?
I would say Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, after the football.
After the football. Sunday at 6, we're going to have a bottle of wine together on the couch.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know.
Oh. See, you like that?
See?
He's got a wife. Stop it.
I mean, but it works.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Martin, this show's all about new experiences. Will you give it a try?
I will definitely give it a try.
Yeah.
I'll give Cheryl a call in a minute. I'll book it in.
Yeah. Let's give it.
Your PA.
Yeah.
Book it in.
Hang on, this is going out live, isn't it?
It is.
Cheryl, get yourself ready. I'm on the way home.